Hi class, this is Jeff McComas and this is my presentation for week 2, the presentation assignment. For my presentation, I'm going to go over Create.js, which is a JavaScript library that utilizes the HTML5 canvas element. So just to show you what I ended up doing, this is very simple, so don't expect a whole lot from this because it took me a while just to figure out a basic usage of using this library, but I did a bouncing ball. And here's actually the HTML, and I'm going to refresh the page and you can see the animation. One more time. Okay, so that was really cool. Now here's the website where I started. The starting point for my project was Create.js website. I learned quite a few things by just exploring this website, and the two libraries that I ended up having to use were both Easel.js and Tween.js. Now you can download the entire Create.js library right here, or you can just download particular parts of it if you wanted to, or you can use their CDN, Content Delivery Network, to utilize it, and this is what I did. And in the beginning, I wasn't really sure which libraries I needed, so I ended up using the all libraries right here. This is what I used right here to apply the JavaScript to my HTML page. Now, that's said and done. It took me a while to actually understand how the whole thing worked, so I had to actually spend a lot of time on their website learning and discussing in their forums. And so what I ended up doing was I found this demo right here, and this was the starting point for my particular project. And so I downloaded the whole thing right here, and I kind of just explored their code and learned how to make a round shape, how to do tweening, and even though mine is a lot more simple than this and not as complex, it still utilizes the Create.js library and HTML5 canvas. Okay, so let's just take a look at my code. I use PHP Storm for my IDE, my favorite. And let's take a look first of all at the index page. Over here, it's very, very simple. You just need to go ahead and create your canvas tag, which I did, and I gave it an ID of canvas, and then I gave it a width and a height. And then over here you can see where I used the CDN for the Create.js library. And then down here is my own JavaScript file that I used to actually create the animations. It does have a style sheet attached to it as well, but it was very, very simple, no big deal here. Now the script file right here is where all the magic happens. Now if you notice on my index file, I have the body on load equal initiate or init, so it initiates on page load. And then in my JavaScript file, you can see I actually have the function in it, so it calls that function. Now, first thing I want to set the stage, so I have a variable named stage, and then this is pretty standard with Create.js, where you're going to be using namespacing, which is the Create.js namespace, to actually create a new object. And then ticker is also pretty standard with Create.js, and I don't have enough time in this video to go over the whole thing, but you can see with just a few lines of code how easy it is to do animations. This is where I created the ball, create shape. This is where I actually set the color and made the roundness for the ball. And right here, the stage.addChild, this actually adds the ball to the stage right here. And then the tween over here, which is of course using Tween.js from the Create.js library. It starts off at the X position, which is your top position, at 450. Then it animates for 2.5 seconds. And then the next tween starts at the Y position or left position at 570 and animates for 2 seconds. and it uses the bounce out, and the first one uses the quad out. So that's really it, and if you wanted to see it one more time, I will show it to you so you can see what it actually does. Watch again. Boom. There it is. And that is my presentation. I hope you enjoyed it, and talk to you all later. Bye.